Good afternoon to all, and welcome to lecture number 4. In this lecture, we'll be mainly focusing on how computer vision works. And in the beginning, I'll take the review of our last lecture, which we have studied about how human vision system works. And then we'll start how computer vision system works. And then after that, we'll see the difference between the low-level vision and the high-level vision, and then how high-level vision is achieved. And if time permits, we'll see what is the difference, one-to-one difference between the human vision and computer vision, and so on. So let us start with the revision of or recap of our earlier lecture. So I talked about the human vision system, how human vision system works in my earlier lecture. And you know that in the human vision system, basically it consists of several steps. Like, for example, light from the source falls on the object, and then object reflect that light back towards us or towards our eyes. And then this the first step is that light bounces off the image and enters in our eyes through the cornea. Okay. The second step of our vision system is that this cornea directs this light to the pupil and iris. So together, this iris and pupil control the amount of light entering in the eye. So that is the second step. Then once that light enters through this iris and pupil, it passes through your lens, and then it will fall on the retina. So once the light passes through the cornea, it enters the retina, and the retina has a special sensors. We have seen one-to-one difference between the rods and cones. I think near about we have seen 11 differences are there, and these cones are involved for color vision, and rods are involved for basically a dim light vision, and so on. So basically there are two types of sensors in the human vision system. One is rod and another one is cone. Okay, and then image is formed on the retina. And also I told you that if your lenses are not working properly, or if you have the nearsightedness or farsightedness vision problem, then you have to use the external lenses like as the spec, and then which will help to form the image on a retina. So therefore vision takes place in the retina. First vision takes place in the retina, and then an information processing task in order to understand what there is in an image. So our brain must be able to represent this information, such as color or shape or movement and details and other beauty of that scene, and so on. So in this way, basically our human vision system works. Let us see this this one figure. So you know that this is the scene, and then from this scene reflected light, light from the source, like for example sun, will fall on this scene, and then this will get reflected back, and this reflected light will fall on the cornea. Cornea will direct this light through the pupil and iris, and then it will pass through the lens, and then it will fall on the retina. So retina is this part, and then inverted image is obtained on the retina. So but after that, this will be this information will be sent to the brain, and then brain you will get this image. Brain will look like this image in this way, so interpret the image in this way. So you know that this is the way that human vision system works. Now our main aim of computer vision is basically to mimic the human vision system. So how computer can see the images and so on, the way human vision system works, in the same way we have to train, or we have to form the mathematical model which will help to get the images of real world in the computer vision. So computer vision is basically a branch of, or a part of, artificial intelligence. So it is a field of artificial intelligence that aim to mathematically model the process of visual perception in living beings, and to generate the models algorithms and programs that allow the simulation of these visual abilities using the capacity of computers. So means in a computer vision is a basically field of artificial intelligence which is helping or which is aiming to develop the model of visual perception like as a human being or living beings and so on. So for that, we need to develop the programs, we need to develop the algorithms, we need to develop the simulation methods, which will help the computer to capture the visual abilities like as the human being. And for that, definitely the capacity of computer is very, very important. So computer vision build is basically to model the process of visual perception in living beings. So this means that we are basically making the computers to infer the information about the images without human assistance. So that basically, see, take the example like in industry. If you have visited the industry, in industry most of the time, it is like as a line layout, and then product manufacturing starts from the first stage, then it is passed to the second stage, then it is passed to the third stage. So like that way up to the packing stage and so on. So at every stage, basically, quality inspection is done. So sometimes you have to do the quality inspection through your visual abilities and so on. So that can be replaced with a computer vision system. Like, for example, you don't need a human being. So automatically, you can take the pictures of that product and then compare that one with the standard one. And if it is acceptable, it will be passed and then it will be sent to the next stage and so on. So the aim of, okay, this means that the computer can make the inferences about the images without any human assistance. So that is the aim of computer vision. Okay, so actually for us, vision is very simple because we got it very freely. You asked the people, those who are blind, how important this vision system is there. I told you in very first lecture that okay, our brain gets 100% information through 5 sensory organs. One of the sensory organ is your eye. Okay, second one is your ear. Third one is your tongue. So from your eye, you get the visual information. From your ear, you get the audio information. From tongue, you get your taste information. From nose, you get the smell information. And from skin, you get the touch information. So out of that, 78% information you get it from your eyes, means maximum information you get it from the visual data. So and remaining 22% information you get it from your different sensory organs. So we okay, those person we are okay, most of the person those who are having a very good eyesight and so on. So we don't have the value of that one. We feel that it is very easy to see the world and so on. But same thing when you would like to teach the computer to see like as a human being, it is very challenging and it's very difficult because still we do not have really understood how vision system exactly works. See, research is going on. We are going to very close to the human vision system, but still we have not understood 100% how that human vision system works. So it is a really challenging field. And how do you basically see that? So a typical computer vision applications are complex and consist of different level of processing, right from low level, like as a pixel level processing, then feature level, that is nothing but your mid-level processing, and then high level means basically description of the scene. See, description of the scene is high level. Picture low level means you are operating on pixelized pixel, like for example early vision system, like pre-processing kind of thing, or noise removal, or basically image smoothing and so on. So that comes under the low level image processing. We'll see the exact difference between low level, mid level, and the high level this one computer vision and so on. So low level, see, computer vision is from low level to high level. So in low level, just you are doing the processing at pixel level. Then in mid level, you are extracting some information from that one. And in high level computer vision, you are describing the scene with the help of computer without taking any assistance from the human being. So how this computer vision can be done from low level to the high level, we will study in this subject basically. So generally, computer vision system consists of an image processing stage first, and then followed by the scene analysis and scene understanding and so on. So let us look at this, the structure of this computer vision. It is very simple, like there are two stages here. First one is image processing stage, like you have the bitmap image as the input, and then you have to process that. This is called as the early vision system. So that you can infer the correct information. Otherwise, if you don't do that one, then there will be misleading information, and then your vision system will not be good. So this is very important stage. After that, so you have to prepare the image for scene analysis in the image processing stage, or that we call it as the early vision system. Then second one is the scene analysis or scene interference, and then scene description and so on. So we need to develop the algorithms for scene analysis or scene description and so on. So sometimes it may happen that whatever the algorithm we have developed, that may not give the correct result, like for example 100% accuracy. Then again we have to go back to the image processing side or pre-processing side, because there may be might have done a mistake which is creating a problem in scene analysis. So we have to basically, once we have developed a iconic model for the world for understanding the scene, and if it is not matching with the actual one, then we have to go back by feedback, and then we have to again retune our early vision system, and then you have to make the output of this early vision system, which will be very suitable for the scene analysis. And then finally, our aim is basically to develop the computer vision model, which will just see the things, or which will have the abilities like as a human vision system and so on. So finally, you'll get the scene description. So this is all about the simple two-stage model of a computer vision. Now, let us look at that how basically computer sees the images. Now you have this real world object and so on. So definitely you have to capture this real world object. See how we, as a human being, we see with the help of our eyes. So analogous to eyes, there is a camera for the computer. So camera will capture the pictures of real world, and then after that it should be digitized, because your computer will work on digital images and so on. So digitization of the images we have to do, and then finally image will be represented as a digital image, and then finally this image will be processed further from low level to mid level to high level and so on. So in this, so these are the steps which are followed by the computer vision system to see the images of real world and so on. Now, you know, already you have studied in your first semester one subject like as an image processing subject, so you have bit knowledge about the image processing and so on. So just I'll scratch that one. So what is an image basically? So this is a very famous image of Lena, okay, and basically image is a two-dimensional signal. Okay, you know that speech is one-dimensional signal, because okay, when you represent the speech signal, your x-axis is time and y-axis is your amplitude. So in those, see, there are two variables in a speech signal. One is time variable and another one is amplitude variable. Out of that, time is independent variable, right? Time is independent variable, whereas amplitude is dependent variable. So the this one dimension of this speech signal is one dimension, because number of independent variables which are used to represent the signal is basically one. So time is the only independent variable in case of speech. So speech is one-dimensional signal. Similarly, for example, if you are recording the seismic signal, then it is also recorded with respect to time. So that is also one-dimensional signal. Or if you go back to, for example, if somebody is working in mechanical field and they would like to do the analysis of vibration of the machine. So this vibration signal is recorded with respect to time. So again, your x-axis is time, y-axis is amplitude. So there is only one independent variable, that is time variable. So your vibration signal is also a one-dimensional signal. Speech signal is also one-dimensional signal. Your ECG signal is one-dimensional signal. EEG signal is one-dimensional signal, and so on. But in the image, what we do, basically see that, and then that signal is time domain signal. Now in the image, what we do, we take the picture, and then light from the camera will fall on the object, and then object will reflect that light back, and then it will be recorded as an intensity function. And this intensity function I is a function of space variable. Now see that it is represented in the space, so that's why it is called as a spatial domain signal. And then the space coordinates are x coordinates and y coordinates. So intersection of this x coordinate and y coordinate are called as the pixel coordinate, and on this pixel coordinate, this intensity which is reflected back is recorded on the image, and this intensity value I is a function of x and y. So here see that I depends upon the x coordinate, I depends upon the y coordinate. So basically x and y are independent variables in the image, whereas I is dependent variable. So in the image there are two independent variables, right? X and y. So that's why image is considered as a two-dimensional signal. So image is basically a two-dimensional signal which is represented as I of x comma y, where I is the intensity at the location of x and y. So x and y are the spatial coordinates which are represented in the space. That's why image is a spatial domain signal. Speech is a time domain signal. And when you record basically this one video, so video is basically frame by frame. So after every frame you are recording that one. So you have three independent variable. One is x, another one is y, and third one is time variable. So three independent variables. So we can say that video is a three-dimensional signal because there are three independent variables and so on. Now see that image is a, okay, you know that there are three types of images. One is binary image, another one is grayscale image, and third one is your color image. Okay, so we'll see one by one how these images are there in the computer vision system. So I of xy is the intensity of the image at the point x and y. So for example, this is x axis and this is y axis. So this may be represented by some value of x and some value of y. So this at this coordinate, what is the intensity? So this intensity is I. So I of xy is non-negative value, and which okay, we assume that the image is bounded by the rectangle, and this one is given by, see that this is x and y. So at this location, what is the intensity of the pixel? So that is given by I of xy. Now the color image, in the color image there are three channels: R channel, G channel, and B channel. One more important thing I'd like to tell you that see, you have a camera which will be connected to the computer as a computer's eye. Now in the camera, your image will be captured with three channels, and then you can see the visual color effects in that. Say, okay, so here basically in if you compare the one difference between the human vision system and computer vision system is that I told you that in computer vision system, human vision system, there are two types of sensor. One is rods and another one is cone. So rod is basically responsible for dim light vision, and cones are responsible for the okay, good light vision, and then they are also responsible for the color vision. But here in the case of computer, you have only three channels, like the R channel, B, G, RGB channels are there. So you get three planes: R plane, Z plane, and B plane. So there is no concept of rods. We can say there is that only one kind of sensor is there, and that is nothing but the cones kind of things are there in the image of computer vision. Okay, whereas in human vision we have rods as well as cones. But from this color image, we can obtain the grayscale image, we can obtain the binary image, and so on. So this color image can be represented by three functions. One is R plane, another one is Z plane, and then third one is B plane. We'll see the, say we have a separate slide on that one to explain the color image. Now, how computer represents the image in the memory or for processing. So I told you that it is a two-dimensional function. Image is a two-dimensional function. So two-dimensional is nothing but matrix. So image is represented as a matrix in the computer or its memory and so on. So where x are x and y are nothing but the spatial coordinates, and at the junction of x and y value, there is an intensity which is recorded, which is reflected from the object, is recorded at that location particularly. So these are the pixels of the image. So this is m by n pixels. So we have started from 0, so it will be m minus 1, and this is n minus 1. So these are the rows and these are the columns. So at the intersection of rows and column, we call this as a pixel. So every pixel is there. So every pixel is having a coordinate, like this coordinate is 1 and 1. So x is 1, y is 1. So for example, for this one, it will be x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2. For this one, it will be x is equal to 1 and y is equal to n minus 1. So every pixel coordinate is different, and at every pixel coordinate intensity is recorded, and so on. Now, so it is represented as a digital image is represented as a matrix in the computer. Okay, so this is your first column, this is your second column, this is your nth column of the matrix, and this is your first row, this is your second row, and this is your mth row. So intersection of columns and rows are called as a pixel coordinates, and at that location our smallest element of picture is called as the pel or pixel, so which is nothing but the intersection of rows and columns. So at that location, intensity is recorded. So I is a function of x and y. So for each entry, so smallest element in the picture or in the image of computer is called as the pixel, or it is also called as the pel. Then in the 3D case, see that you have three basically planes. R plane is there, G plane is there, and B plane is there. And these three planes form the color shade. So it is just like as a volumetric kind of image. And in this 3D case, it is not called as a pixel, but it is called as the voxel, because this image is volumetric image. So it is called as the voxel. Now, look at this one. See, as I told you that there are three types of images. One is binary image, another one is grayscale image, and third one is color image. So in binary image, every pixel is represented with only one bit. Okay, every pixel is represented with only one bit. So either that pixel is having value equal to 0 or it will be equal to 1. So this 1 means white generally, and 0 means black. So see that, for example, this is the binary image, and then see this is the 111. So it is represented by this white intensity part, and then this is 000. So it is represented by black. So this is also 000. This is represented by black, and so on. So definitely see that memory required for this m by n will be equal to m by n image will be equal to m by n bits, because every pixel requires only one bit of memory. So generally binary images are okay, see that I told you that in case of computer vision system, we have a color camera which captures the images in the form of color. Like there are three planes, and then how do you obtain the binary image from the color image? So by using, basically, first thing is that binary images can be obtained by thresholding a grayscale or color image. So you have to threshold grayscale or color image. So, or basically you can obtain the color grayscale image from the binary, this one color image, and then after that you can use the thresholding value. So below that threshold value, assign the all pixel equal to 0. Above that threshold value, assign the all pixel equal to 1. So you get the binary image. And this particularly binary image is used for separating out the object from the background. So image segmentation purpose, you can use this binary image. So the color of the object, usually white, is referred to as the foreground color, and so on. So generally white is referred as a 1, and then black is referred as a 0. So binary image looks like this way. So one advantage of binary image is that it requires less memory to store. Suppose, for example, there are m rows and n columns. So memory required, so every pixel is represented with only one bit. So amount of memory to store this image will be equal to m by n bits. So particularly, only thing is that there are only two shades available, either black or white. And uh, okay, this is particularly used for image segmentation purpose or something, separating the object from the background and so on. Now, this is a grayscale image. Now, in grayscale image, whatever we have seen, or okay, generally we talk about, I have taken a black and white photograph. Black and white photograph is not exactly a black and white. It's not a binary. It is a grayscale, and every pixel. Now, one difference between the binary image and the grayscale image is that every pixel in the case of binary image was represented with only one bit, whereas in case of grayscale image, every pixel is represented with 8 bits. So how many shades will be there in the case of grayscale? That will be equal to 2 raised to 8. So 2 raised to 8 is equal to 256. So 0 is referred as here, 0 is referred as a black, and 255 is referred as a white pixel. So white pixel will be having more intensity, see that 255 or something like that, and a black pixel will be having less intensity, like as 0, 15 or something like that. And in between black and white, there is a grayscale which will be having the intensity between 0 and 255 or like that, because if you have started from 0, it will be up to 255. So 0 is typically considered as a black and 255 is typically considered as a white, and number of shades in this image will be equal to 256 because 8 bits are used for representing every pixel in the image. Now, how much memory will be needed for storing this image? So for example, you have m rows and n columns, then the size of image is m by n, and then every pixel, so number of pixels are equal to m by n. So every pixel requires 1 byte of memory. So total memory required in this case will be equal to m by n bytes of memory. Whereas in case of binary, it was requiring only m by n bits. Now here, in case of grayscale, it requires m by n bytes of memory. So more memory is needed. So if same size of image is there, and if you are storing that one in a binary fashion, then it will require only m by n bits. But if you say, okay, same image, same size image, or same number of pixels are there, and if you're storing that one in a grayscale, then it will require m by n bytes of memory. Only one advantage of this one is that you get more number of shades, that is equal to 256. So, but this will be ranging from black to white. So all those shades are there which are ranging from black to white in case of grayscale image. Now, in case of color image, how computer sees the color image? So as I told you that in the color image, the color is formed with the 3 primary colors. You know that 3 primary colors of light are red color, green color, and blue color. Okay, whereas 3 primary colors of this one pigments are magenta, yellow, magenta, and this one CMY. So cyan, magenta, and yellow. These are the 3 primary colors for pigments, means basically for printing purpose, these are the CMY are the primary colors. For visualization purpose, this one for visualization purpose, R, Z, and B, that is red, green, and blue. So red color, green color, and blue color are the primary colors of this one of light. And then from the mixture of these colors, we can form any shade, and number of shade will be equal to, see that now every pixel or every plane, in every plane, so there are 3 planes here. Now every pixel in the each plane is represented with 8 bits. So it will be having 0 to 255. Now there is misconception, or sometimes some people understand that red color means it will see like as a red one, but it will not see like as a red one, because see that red pixel, red plane is there, but it is represented with 0 to 255. And so this will be like as a grayscale, but this is the red component. And then green is also represented with 1 byte of memory. Every pixel is represented with 1 byte of memory. So total or 8 bits. So total shades in this green will be also 0 to 255. That is 256. So when you represent separately, like for example, if you separate out the channels of this color image, right? A red channel, if you visualize it, it will be like as a grayscale. Again, green channel, it will be grayscale. And again, if you separate out a blue channel, it will be also grayscale. But if you combine this RGB, it will form the color shades, different color shades. And number of different color shades are that. Now how many bits are used for representing R channel? That is equal to 8 bit per pixel, right? So for this, again, green channel, 8 bit per pixel. For blue, again 8 bit per pixel. So in total, for 1 pixel, how many bits are used? See that same pixel here in red, same pixel in here green, and same pixel in this blue. So total number of bits which are used to represent 1 pixel in the color image is equal to 8 plus 8 plus 8, that is equal to 24. And number of shades will be equal to 2 raised to 24, and that is equal to 16 million color shades are there. See that. What was the color shade in case of binary? There were only 2 color shades. In case of this one, grayscale, there were 8 color shades. And in case of your this one color image, there are 16 million color shades are there. So definitely the memory required to, suppose for example, same size of image is there, m by n, but now here 1 byte of memory per pixel is required for R channel, another 1 byte of memory is required for green channel, for third channel, that is blue channel, also 1 byte of memory is required. So in total, for representing 1 pixel in the color image, you require 3 bytes of memory. So m by n multiplied by 3 bytes will be the memory required. So definitely more memory required in case of storing the color image. But what is the advantage? You get more number of shades in case of color image. So what are the different models in the color image? So basically, models are color models. There are several color models, like as a RGB color model is there, or CMY color model is there, or CMYK color model is there, or HSI color model is there, YIQ color model is there, or YCRCB color models are there. So these are the different color models which are, what is the aim of this color model? To facilitate the specification of colors in some standard way and to represent that colors in some standard way. And so, as I told you that there are 3 different ways or different color models are there. Particularly RGB color model is used. RGB and CMY, these are the hardware-oriented color models, or YIQ also. These are the hardware-oriented color model. So whereas HSI, HSV, or LAB, these are the color spaces or color models which are perception-based, basically. So in a computer, basically, for displaying the image on the screen, RGB color model is used. So for monitors, RGB color model is used. But when you are printing the color image with the help of printer, then you have to use the CMY, because CMY, that is cyan, magenta, and yellow, these are the primary colors of pigment, whereas red, green, and blue, these are the primary colors of this one, light. So this RGB model is used for color monitors, whereas CMY is used, that is cyan, magenta, and yellow. These are the color models which are used for printing purpose. Generally, you might have seen that in color printer also there are 4 toners. Okay, why? See that this CMY, in the case of CMY, you know that proper mixing of RGB, equal amount of mixing of RGB forms the color like as a white color. Okay, equal amount of R, G, and B intensity forms the white color. And if you see the equivalent amount of cyan, magenta, and yellow, if you mix together, ideally we should get the black color. But that doesn't give the black color, it gives the muddy black. And you know that you want, in a printing quality, you want a perfect black and so on. So there is a separate toner, which is nothing but the separate component, that is K component, is nothing but the black component. So you might have seen that in the color printer, there are 4 toners. One is cyan, magenta, and yellow. These are basically for forming the color shades, different color shades, and black for printing the blacks. So this CMY is used for printer purpose, whereas RGB is used for display purpose or in monitor. Whereas see, that means basically computer uses this color model like as a CMY or RGB. But how human vision system, which kind of model is used by human vision system? So though we have 3 cones, like as a red cone is there, green cone is there, or blue cone is there, but when we pursue, or when our brain pursues the image, it does not pursue in the form of RGB model. It pursues the images in the HSI model, which is nothing but the hue, saturation, and intensity. So in this model, we pursue the image as a human being. So that is the main difference between the color model of computer vision and color model of human vision. So human vision uses the HSI model for perception of the color, whereas in the computer vision, for display purpose, we use the RGB model, and for printing purpose, we use the CMY model. Okay, whereas this YIQ, Y is nothing but the luminance component, and then I is nothing but the in phase, and Q is nothing but the quadrature amplitude modulation. This YIQ model or YCRCB model is particularly used in transmission purpose. See, when you want to transmit the picture from one place to another place, at that time this YIQ color model is used, right? So there are different color models available. Now look at this one. I have just explained one color model here because all those color models, you can study that one in a multimedia course in compression and so on. So we'll just see that. As I told you that there are 3 planes in the color model, RGB, and then when you'd like to form the this kind of color, so the component of R will be equal to 167, G will be equal to 83, and then B will be equal to 151. So if you mix this color in this amount, okay, you get this kind of shade. And if you mix this R, G, and B, like as R is 0, G is 0, and B is also 0, you get the black. And when you add R equal to, see, for that pixel, if R is equal to 255, Z is also equal to 255, and B is also equal to 255, so that pixel will look like as a white pixel. If it is 0, it will look like as a gray pixel. If it is all 255 in R plane, Z plane, and B plane, then it will look like as a white. And between this 0 and 255, I told you that there are 2 raised to 24, that is 16 million color shades are there, and then every shade will have the different components of R, Z, and B. So there are 3 channels. One is R channel, then green channel, and then blue channels, which are used for representing the color image in the this one. So these are the shades, like as a number of shades and memory requirement in the representation of image in a computer vision system. So as I told you that binary image, if size of image is m by n, just I'm summarizing that one. So if binary image is m by n, and then this one number of bits for each pixel is 1 here. So number of shades will be equal to 2 raised to 1. So this is number of bit equal to 1. So 2 raised to 1. So 2 raised to 1 is equal to 2. So there are 2 shades. Which are those 2 shades? 0 or black and white. And then how much memory will be needed for storing this image of size m by n? That will be, see, m by n is nothing but the number of pixels. So m by n bits, because every pixel will require 1 bit of memory. Similarly, in a case of grayscale, if the size of grayscale is same like as m by n, but every pixel is represented with 1 bit, that is nothing but 1 byte of memory. So how many shades will be there? So shades will be decided by how many number of bits are used to represent each pixel. So 2 raised to 8. So that is equal to 256. Now we get the gray shades from 0 to 255. That is 256 different gray shades you get in the grayscale image. And then how much memory will be needed for storing this image. So m by n bytes of memory will be needed for storing the image, right? So here, in case of color image, if the size of color image is same like as a binary image or grayscale image, but every pixel is represented with 24 bits, 8 bit for R channel, 8 bit for green channel, and 8 bit for blue channels. So total number of bits for representing one pixel in these three channels will be equal to 24. So number of shades will be equal to 2 raised to 24, and 2 raised to 24 is nothing but 1677216. So that is almost 16 million color shades are there in a case of color image. And then how much memory will be needed for storing this one? See that you get more number of shades. Definitely color image will be beautiful in appearance as compared to grayscale image or as compared to binary image. But we have to pay in terms of memory required, means same image, if you are storing as a color image, amount of memory required for storing that one will be equal to m by n multiplied by 3 bytes of memory will be needed. So so as you go from, see that quality of the image decreases here, but what is the see, this the quality of image is decreased if you go from color to grayscale, and then this one appearance wise. But what happens basically, memory also increases from this side. So this is m by n bit, this is m by n byte, and this is m by n multiplied by 3 bytes, because there are 3 channels and every channel require 1 byte of memory for storing 1 pixel. So this is overall memory requirement of this this one. How color image is represented in computer vision and so on. Now we'll stop here now, and in our tomorrow's lecture we'll see what are the different processes in computer vision, means what is by low level computer vision, what is by mid level computer vision, and what is by high level computer vision. So today we'll stop here and see you in our tomorrow's lecture. So thank you very much. Okay, so one more thing I'd like to tell you. I have just stopped recording here.